Welcome to the Loyola in the Know Game Break on WQNO 690 AM and K268DR 101.5 FM in New Orleans, and also streaming live on Loyola's Wolfpack Athletics website and app. I'm Albert Dupont with the Loyola School of Communication and Design. With these Game Break in the Know segments, we hope to give you an inside look at Loyola Athletics, the College of Music and Media, the School of Communication and Design, Catholic Community Radio, and our underwriters. We'll be back to the action in a few minutes, but first I'd like to introduce to you today's guest, Daniela Marx, who's the Associate Director of the School of Communication and Design, and also the Chair of the Design Department. Welcome.
Hi, Albert. Thank you for having me.
Oh, glad you could take some time out. And so first, how did you get into design? That seems like a cool profession to be in.
Yes. It is an awesome profession to be in, and I'm so lucky to be here. When I was in college, I was an accounting major, actually, and I didn't even know that design existed. My father was an artist, but my mother was pushing me into the direction of doing something in the academic world. So I was an accounting major, and my father passed away my first year of college, which kind of woke me up to being like, life is short. You don't know what you can do with your life, so you should think about something that you're interested in. And I was very interested in being creative, so I applied to design school at NC State, and I got in, and that's how I started my life as a designer. And when I finished NC State School of Design, I got a job working in Italy. Due to my capstone course, and I worked for Benetton in Italy for a year. And then I moved to New York City. I worked a few jobs there, including a magazine, George Magazine, for John F. Kennedy Jr. And then I decided that I wanted to do something different with design. I wanted to make a difference with design. So I went to grad school in California at CalArts, California Institute of Arts. And I started learning motion design and going into other areas of design and doing a lot of freelance projects. And after I got my master's degree, I decided I was going to try teaching. And I chose Loyola because of the mission statement, making the world a better place, teaching our students the Jesuit values. And I actually did choose Loyola because of the mission statement and started to teach social political design and all the things that interest me in the design world outside of just advertising for a corporation.
Yeah. So and honestly, I think you're making a difference. And I guess with the design world, you can make a difference. And I guess it's just a natural fit of that and passing that along to the students.
Yes. There's so many different directions you can go in design. And that's why I love this field, that students can follow their passion, whether it's with books or sports or package design or movies, or there's just so many different directions. You can apply design to anything, and all companies need a designer. So, like I was saying, with even sports, we have students that go work for the Saints and do the motion graphics or and printing material they need. We have students that go work in so many different directions. But at Loyola, we definitely focus on solving problems to make a difference. So we look at social, political issues. We work for nonprofits. We kind of do a lot of different things with design outside of basically advertising.
So what's a good, if a student is looking at design and thinking they might have a knack for it, what kind of background do they need? Or, what's the good qualities of a design, future design student, I guess?
That's a really great question. I think anyone who's interested in creativity and solving problems, right? There's a lot of money. I want to say to the parents all the time, there's a lot of money that you can make being a designer. So you have interactive designers who work on websites or interacting with the screen, app design, game design, the user interface that's interacting with the screen. There are people who want to design logos and brands, and they're going to be creating that. The people who like to write and see their words visually, those are also designers. We learn a lot about typography. Anybody who's interested in films but don't necessarily want to write an entire film and film in that direction, they do the titles for the films or short stories, on the TV, anything you see moving on the TV screen, any kind of graphics for the weather or for sports. Those are all designers that do that. So there's different mediums and different directions you can go in the design world. I would say anyone who likes to write, who likes computers, who likes to be creative, who likes to doodle. I mean, I always tell people you definitely don't have to know how to draw to be a designer. Do you like to doodle? Yes. And if you like to doodle and come up with ideas, then you're someone that should go into the design world. We do take a few drawing classes just so you can get your brain to your hand to the paper with your ideas quicker, because that's how we start the process, is writing our ideas down, kind of sketching them out, and then going to the computer. But you definitely do not need to know how to draw. I would say artists who are interested in making a living, like getting a job in a creative world, should study design. They can also do, art on the side. But this is a creative outlet where there is a lot of money and jobs and careers to hold.
Yeah, so I guess there's really no typical design student because the field is so varied, and I guess everything needs to be designed. So it's.
There's no typical design student. I think you just have to like what you're doing, because our classes are 3 hours twice a week. In the studio time, they learn technology, they learn about concept, they learn about form and form making, and you have to like it because you spend a lot of time doing it.
Yeah. So what's the we got about 2 minutes left, and like the typical experience of a design student when they're coming into the program, when do they kind of get to choose like the direction they're headed?
All right, this is a great question, Albert. So the first 2 years, they explore everything. They explore the intro to design, where they learn all of the Adobe suite. They explore typography and interactive design and motion design. They get a taste of everything. And then after the first 2 years, which is basically the foundation years, they then move into either interactive design or graphic design. We have a lot of electives they can take for either of these majors. We have had a textile design class or a design build class where they built a piece of furniture. So we offer a lot of different types of electives to feed back into their major. But when they finish, they're either going to be a graphic design major where they're kind of get a taste of interactive motion and print design, or they're just going to be specifically interactive where they go get a job in UX or UI design. Those people tend to be, they only really want to work on the computer. They want to create things on the computer, and they kind of go in that direction. We have students today who are game designers who work for Unity or work for Fortnite, or we have people who go work at the World War II Museum, working on everything for their displays, all the way to someone who maybe has done package design, created their own perfume bottle. I just had a student who met with me last week who is living in Barcelona, and he just started his own gin distillery, and he designed the bottle, the label, and he's got now a new product that he has been selling in Barcelona. So there's so many different directions you can go in design. You can whatever passion you have now, whether it's soccer or books or whatever, you can apply that to design and go work in that field, in that direction.
That's incredible. Yeah. So, well, I guess that's about wraps us up. But thank you for joining us, and I appreciate it. And it looks like designers, the design department, and I know it. A lot of moving parts, and it just seems like it's a great field to be in. And students seem like they can choose their own destiny, I guess, as you would say.
Yes, and we have a portfolio website people should check out. It's loyoladesign.com, and you can go see where our alumni are. This is for parents and students, and you can see the kind of work that's created by the students now and by our alumni, and it's a really great to go see all the different directions where you can go in, and what kind of internships you can have.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yep, thank you. I really appreciate it, being here.
Thanks for listening to Loyola in the Know Game Break on WQNO 690 AM and K268DR 101.5 FM in New Orleans, and also streaming live on Loyola's Wolfpack Athletics website and app. For more information on Loyola University programs, please visit our website at loyno.edu. That's LOYNO.edu for Loyola New Orleans. I'm Albert DuPont with the Loyola School of Communication and Design. Now back to the action.